Okay, so I just want to go over the group presentation video assignment. Um, so for those of you who have signed up for the group presentation, thank you very much. So a few of you have not done so yet, and you need to get on that. The first group presentation is coming up very soon. In fact, your meeting with me for the first presentation will take place at the end of next week. So there's still one spot open on that, and so somebody's going to have to take that. So just to help out your group mates, make sure that you do that by tomorrow or by the end of the day tomorrow. I just sent out an announcement about that. So if you have not signed up by the end of the day tomorrow, I will automatically put you into one of the open slots. Okay, so for the group presentation video, basically you're going to take one of the possible articles that I have designated with an asterisk on the course schedule, and you're going to present in video format a PowerPoint and the information related to the video. Okay, so yeah, so basically the purpose is to demonstrate your ability to analyze and understand concepts discussed in the class and familiarize yourselves with best practices in presenting research articles in clear and organized manner. Okay, so the due date, it just depends on what day you're seeking to, or what day you're going to be doing this. All videos, so you need to upload the video by Tuesday of the week the article is supposed to be read. So if you are assigned to read an article for the week of, so for instance, if you're assigned to, the first one is due the week of the 9th. So 9th is a Monday, so the first video, so your video for that would be due on the 10th, on Tuesday. Okay, you'll also have to meet with me on Skype. So my Skype username is just justin.cubulo. And you have to meet with me the Friday before the start of the new lesson. Okay. Skype is free, so make sure that you have access to it. If you can't, for some reason, get access to Skype, you have to work something out with me and your group mates. We can also use Google Hangouts if that will work better. But one of those is you're going to have to use one of those in order to make this work. Okay, so let's see. So for the meeting, so this is important. You have to have your presentation ready to go. So your PowerPoint should be ready in at least a somewhat final draft of it. So you should have all or most of the slides there. Everybody should have read the article too by then. So you should be able to share the presentation with me prior to the meeting. So you can do that either through email. Actually, through email would probably be the best. So probably give it to me the Thursday night so that I can look at it ahead of time. Okay. You should have a draft of at least a draft of the questions ready for your discussion forum. So remember that for your discussion forum, or for the discussion forum for the week of your article, you are in charge of that. So basically what will happen is you will have to create your 2 questions on your own for people to discuss. So I'll go over that a little bit more in a second, but you should have a draft of those questions ready for me to see by your meeting date. Okay, and you should be ready to discuss your article with me. So any uncertainties you had, obviously you should have read by the time you meet with me. So you should be ready to ask me any questions about it and be ready with it. Okay. Yeah, and so this is also important. So if every member in your group does not appear ready and does not contribute to the discussion, or if anything is not done, like your PowerPoint presentation or your discussion questions, you risk losing 50% of your final presentation grade. Okay, so I want to make sure that this is something that is productive, and I don't want to come into a meeting with you and then find out that you haven't really read anything, or you're not really prepared. It's not really a good use of your time or my time to do that. So if you have not done that, then you're going to lose 50% of your final grade. So you need to have a PowerPoint presentation that you share and narrate through the video. It's pretty easy with Google Hangouts. You basically just say share screen, and you go from there. let's see. Presentation should not be read word for word off of the slides. So if you have slides, I don't want you to just have everything on there and you're just reading it word for word. That's really boring. You should include the main points and you should expand on what's on the slides. Okay. And then for the week of your presentation, so you will need to come up with 2 discussion forum questions, as I said. You'll need to email them to me once you've made the corrections suggested in our meeting. So you'll have a draft for our meeting. I'll make some suggestions during the meeting if I think they need to be edited at all. And then once they have been edited, you'll email them to me, and I will post them on that week's discussion forum for the assignments. Okay. So basically, you are responsible for that week's discussion forum, and the questions should be meant. So the questions will need to bring in the. You'll need to ask questions that are open-ended and that bring in the materials from that week and previous weeks. So basically, the goal here is to have people kind of think about how they can apply the theory that we've discussed about to that situation and what types of applications they can make with it. So basically for that week, let's see. Yeah, so they should be open-ended. Yeah, and so that week, you won't need to respond, or you won't need to respond to the question since you'll have presented, but you will need to reply to your classmates' answers. Okay, so each of you needs to, in the group, so there are 3 of you in each group, each of you will need to evenly split up everybody, and you'll need to respond to roughly the same number of people for that week. Okay, so you'll look at your classmates' replies to your questions, and you will actually reply to those classmates. So, so in this case, if you have, so there's 18 of you total, so you'll have 15 classmates that you'll need to respond to. So for the 3 of you in the group, you'll each need to reply to 5 classmates' responses. So you can split that up evenly amongst yourselves in some way. Okay, so grading. So it's worth 20 points altogether, 20% of your grade. So you have 10 points for the content of the presentation, and those will be graded on clarity, which will be worth 4 points, the organization with 2 points, and the accuracy, which is worth 4 points. After that, you'll have 8 points for discussion questions and responses to the classmates. So I'll give you a grade on the discussion questions that you've come up with, yeah, so whether or not each of you replied to your classmates. So in this instance, I will actually grade you individually on the 8 points. So because I don't want, so if one of you actually does reply to all 5 people that you're expected to, you'll get you should probably get the full points. But if like the other person, if person number 2 in your group doesn't, then they might only get like 4 out of 8 or something. So in this way, in this instance, your group, you and your group members might have different grades depending on the effort that each of you puts into it. And then, yeah, so 2 points is just for timely submission of the video of your group presentation. So as long as you submit me your video by Tuesday, you should be fine in this one. So it should be an automatic 2 points there if you submit it by Tuesday. Yeah, so going back to the discussion questions, make sure that at least one question is specifically directed towards the article that you're reading, and then one can be just kind of open-ended related to connecting the article to that week's reading, connecting it to what we've been talking about up to that point in the semester, and you probably want to have one that relates directly to theory and one that relates to application. So that's basically what I've been trying to make sure to do with the last few discussion forums. Okay, so I hope that's clear. If it's not, let me know, and we will, and I'll try to address any questions that you have. Yeah, so go ahead and look through the assignment sheet. I uploaded it last week, and it's under the resources folder. But Yeah, so I'll upload it under this video too. And let me know if you have any questions.